Hey everyone, Heather Vitale here from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It is day 2 of the Standardbred Horse Sales Company auction. With me now is Steve and Cindy Stewart, and we are at Hunterton Farms Consignment. I'm sorry, but I gotta ask the obvious question because I know that what happened to you? You've probably answered this question a million times.
Yes, unfortunately, and most of the time people said that you need to come up with a better story, but basically my shoestring got caught on my boot and I was carrying something and down I went. So either I was going to do a face plant or I turned just enough to catch my shoulder that separated my shoulder on Tuesday. So I will survive. So especially with this one having to tie my shoes and and fix my belt and comb my hair and anything you have to use 2 hands for. So yes, it's marriage is a wonderful thing if you can find one that will actually take care of you in your time of need.
Don't make me get into this now. This was a question I had for you because I saw it yesterday right before Command Center went into the ring. I saw Steve go up to Cindy and there was some public display of affection and he kissed her before the horse went in the ring and after the horse came out of the ring. Is that something he usually does?
Oh yeah, we kiss for luck before the horses go in.
Usually when they sell or when they race.
Yeah.
And sometimes we kiss twice if we really need some success or whatever, if anybody's watching.
Yeah.
So yes,
and that was a congratulatory kiss when he came out, so that's all right.
It was a wonderful thing, and he's going to Marcus Melander, who has trained every single one of the things, but he's getting better and better at it with the Apex is now the Apex of Mission Brief at the moment. So that's fun.
Yeah, we want to talk about that because Apex won the Mohawk Million. Okay, so let's bring this into the screen. The cover of Trot magazine, we have Steve and Cindy on the cover. So is it the Mohawk Million or the Hunterton Million? Let's talk about that because you guys have had some kind of connection, I think, with almost every winner of the Mohawk Million. Is that right?
All but TCI. That year we finished 3rd with Allegiant. So, and then Allegiant went on to great things last year and being the 3-year-old filly of the year that we had bred. So the first 2 we bred, then we decided that they were having trouble getting spot filled or whatever because at that time they wanted $100,000 to for each spot to buy a spot, and so then it became more difficult to fill the 9 or 10 spots that they needed. So I went to our partners and whenever I said, look, we've done so well with the first 2, having bred Venerable and Venerate, the first 2 winners, I said, well, we'll make a lot of money going forward because we own the mothers. So, and that really helped those 2 horses become 2-year-old filly of the year and 2-year-old colt of the year their subsequent years. So we ended up buying a spot. Well, people don't, and we explained it a little bit in the article, whatever, it's not very easy to take 2-year-olds because you can't get too far out. If they're racing really good in July or August, doesn't mean they're going to be racing really good on the 20th of September. So it's not for the faint of heart because you're running around right at the end and they have to enter. In several years, we've done it now. We bought a spot for the last 3 or 4 years. So the first year we talked to Marcus Melander and we get OL, who ends up winning the 3rd division of it. And then the 4th division was where we finished 3rd. And then the last 2, we were owners because we owned Maryland, part of Maryland, 10%, and then with Enderstrom and Marcus Melander, and then this year we ended up, luckily, when Jeff Snyder bought Apex here last year for $525, he came up to Cindy and I and he says, what do you think of the colt? And obviously most breeders, oh, I love him, but we did, and I said, I made the statement to him, I said, we don't normally do this because we don't normally race horses or whatever, we sell, and I said, Jeff, if you buy him, we would love to keep our 10%. So he and Leonard Ogren or whatever from SRF buy the colt last year, Apex, for $525,000, and then we were able to stay in. And so then we win it again this year with Apex. So yeah, it's almost strange. It's laughable as you're laughing now about how much success they had. So they had done a small article after we we were the breeder of the first two, because he reminded me, I had forgotten 3 or 4 years ago that they had written it, and it's like, well, hell, if we wrote about it when you won 2, then we've had 6. So you guys, this is ridiculous. So, and you know, so many of them, Marvin Katz and a bunch of Canadians said, well, look, you guys aren't allowed. We've already told the Canadian Mounties or whatever that when you come to the border at Pearson Airport, they ain't letting you in anymore. So it's almost comical how well we've done with the race or whatever. But they're very appreciative there because we've supported it, and it was a unique situation when a breeder's bought a spot, because most of it was Brad Grant and people like that owned horses, right, and Determination and Gino Toscani and people like that had bought spots. They were buying them for their horses that were in training. We bought a spot, and then we figured, okay, we'll go out and find one, and we got lucky, and oh well, came through for us or whatever.
Well, I think we're in a unique position because we know so many trainers, and not having like our own stable or whatever, we're able to actually go around and talk to the trainers and find a horse for our spot. So we're actually in a better and easier position than a lot of the people that actually have their own stable and they only have their stable to choose from. So we actually have the choice of the industry basicay in our picks.
Partners have. They use, you know, a lot of Julie Miller, everybody, you know, they use all these people that have horses or whatever, and so it. But the interesting part about the Mohawk Million is just because you have a horse, just because you see a horse racing really well, doesn't mean that the owners want, because it may not fit into their schedule. So there was times like when we got Allegiant that we were struggling to find a horse or whatever, and then she races at the Kentucky Sire Stakes final for $400,000 on Sunday. The race you have to enter on Monday, and she goes out 3-5 favorite because she had done well in the eliminations, but then she didn't race good in the final. So on Sunday afternoon, she finishes fourth, I think, and it's like, now because we had pretty much said, okay, we're going to go with her. And then the next morning, and I had dreams that night, we hadn't decided till about 9 o'clock that morning who we were going to get, and then we talked back with them, and she had a blood problem or whatever that they dealt with or whatever, and she raced very well with Scott Zeron or whatever when she raced.
She only had like 6 days between races, so and that's kind of a conflict too. Is, you know, you've got to find a horse that is going to be able to race like that, timing wise. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
In life.
in life in general. I do want to ask one more question. You know, with Command Center going through the ring, bringing $500,000 yesterday, Mission Brief is the mom. She's been so good for you guys. What's she like as a mommy? You know, when she's taking care.
She's really, really sweet. She's a very, very sweet horse. She's one of those. We bred her so. Or, you know, she's one of our babies anyway, but she was always the one that was following the feed truck. She'd be the one that if you hollered, she'd run to you, and she's still that way. She's still that way. If you go out to the field and holler for her, she'll come to you. I mean, she's a really cool mare.
You know, and obviously you can fall in love with the horse that you've bred, but it's always so nice whenever Ron Burke, and I know he bid really far yesterday. I don't know if he was the underbidder, but he was right there, because he's always wanted to train one, but they've always sold for so much money. It's crazy. And so it's so nice when you hear him. He speaks of Mission Brief saying she's the greatest horse he's ever trained. And it's not like, well, he's not hesitating when he makes that statement. But I always he came out and saw her after she became a broodmare or whatever, and he's looking at her and just talking about, because we were all there with her.
And talking to her.
And talking to her or whatever, but you would have thought that he would talk the same as his daughter. Yeah. You know, that's how, you know, but you can understand when you're around her, she's just very much different than, I mean, and we've had lots of great mares or whatever over the years or whatever, but she is extra special. Yeah. Extra special because she's such a people horse. A lot of those really good mares, like When Doves Cry, as an example, that sold a $900,000 yearling at Lexington or whatever. She's not and even Mission Brief's mother, Southwind Serena, was not a friendly mare. You'd go up and scratch her, and she'd kind of thinking you were going to give her a shot or something. But Mission Brief is just very kind, very, very kind. So
And a lot of them that Southland Serena have had, her babies all seem to be tactical landing. They all seem to be on another level. They have a presence to them. They have a consciousness to them. They seem to communicate really well, and they're very intelligent. So they all seem to be kind of that way. Yeah.
Great attributes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So they're a pleasure to be around.
Well, thank you guys so much. And actually, moving on to day 2 and 3, I hope you guys have an awesome sale.
Thank you very much. We
We
got
got
some
some
nice
really
horses.
nice
to
horses.
sell. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun.
All right. Watch out for Hunterton. This is the sale starts in just a little bit at 10 a.m. And keep watching Harness Racing Update because I'll have more videos for you throughout the week.